Okay, on question 12, I'll give just a reminder of both methods. So the first method was to find the actual difference in amount. This is about a sofa being reduced and what was the percentage decrease. So the actual reduction is £210. And if we divide that by the original amount and then times by 100, that'll give us the percentage change. Okay, so 210 divided by 2,500 times 100, and it gives us 8.4%. The other method was to find the multiplier by dividing the new price by the old price. So I'll just do that over here. 2,290 is the new price. 2,500 is the old price. Hopefully this will give us 0.916 because that would indicate an 8.4% reduction. Yep, so 0.916. So therefore, if you've not seen those three little dots arranged in a triangle, it means therefore. So 8.4% reduction. Okay, I'm going to stick with this method going through the rest of them. Okay, volume of juice in a bottle is increased from 500 millilitres to 1.25 litres. So I'm going to do 1250 because that's turning it into millilitres divided by 500. Now this should actually be more than a 100% increase, because if you think about it, if we increase this by 100%, we would double it. Then that would give us 1 litre. So 1250 divided by 500 gives 2.5 as our multiplier, which is a 150% increase. Okay, because if you think about it, what we do is we take away 1, that will give us 1.5, so 150%.
Hello.
Okay, and question 14. We've got the population of Bristol in 1921 and in 2017, and it says calculate the percentage increase. So we're going to divide new by old. It's all right.
Will you sit here quietly? I'll get your snacks. Don't move. Sit down.
Okay, and that gives us quite a horrible one this time, 1.24867.
And get stuck.
Yeah, I'll come in a minute. Henry.
Sit on down, Kathy.
Alright, and this would be a 24 point, and if we consider what that next digit should be, it should be a 9. Sorry, 24.9% increase. Number 15, we've got a website with 80,000 views in September and then this many views in October, and the percentage increase, so we're going to divide new by old. And see what that gives us. So 1.53 as our multiplier, which is a 53% increase. Okay, we might have to specify whether it's an increase or a decrease sometimes, but because the question says work out a percentage increase, then we know it's an increase. Okay, number 16, we've got an empty bucket which weighs 800 grams. The weight of the bucket increases to 3.3 kilograms when filled with water. Calculate percentage increase in the weight of the bucket. So how much has it gone up by to go from this to this? So if we turn that into grams first, that'd be 3,300. If we take away 800, that will give us 2,500. So, but we could just do new divided by old times, new divided by old to get the multiplier. So 4.125.
No.
So that's an increase of 312.5%. On the applied questions, this first one is a great example of why the multiplier method can be a bit more efficient sometimes. So a shop sells holidays. The table shows the number of holidays sold each month from August to December, between which two consecutive months was the greatest percentage increase in the number of holidays sold. So consecutive means next to each other. So between which of these has the percentage gone up the most? Now if we were to use the first method I showed you in the last video, which is about finding how much it's actually gone up by, so in this case it would be 12, it's gone up by 12 holidays, you might think that maybe just finding the biggest increase, so this one has gone up by 14 and then 26 and then 31. You might just think that finding the biggest increase, so that would be that one, 31, would give you the biggest percentage, but actually it would depend on what the number was before. Is 31 out of 80 a bigger percentage than 12 out of 28? Okay, so actually if we just use the multiplier method, it will be much more efficient. So to work out what the multiplier was between 40 and 80, we do the new divided by the old. Sorry, between 40 and 28. So 40 divided by 28. And that gives us 1.43 if we round it. So roughly a 43% increase. If we do new divided by old here, 54 divided by 40. So 1.35. So 35% increase. 80 divided by 54. So 1.48. So that's the biggest so far. And this one, 111 divided by 80 gives 1.39 if we round it. So actually the biggest percentage increase was this one. So between October and November is the answer. And that was roughly 48%. Okay. Number 2, ABCD is a rectangle with length 40 centimeters and width 10 centimeters. The length of the rectangle is decreased by 40%. The width is decreased by 20%. Find the percentage decrease in the area of the rectangle. Okay, so what we're going to do is just decrease these lengths and then work out the area again, basically. But before we do that, we need to find the area at the moment. So to find the area of a rectangle, do 40 times 10, sorry, length times width, so that'll give us 400 square centimeters. Okay, and now if we decrease 40 centimeters by 40%, what multiplier would we use to decrease by 40%? Well, taking away 40% from 100% would leave 60. So we're going to times by 0.6. And 4 times 6 would give 24. So 40 times 0.6 would give 24. So the new length is 24. The new width, to find that I need to do 10 times, now what multiplier would decrease something by 20%? That would be 0.8, because 80% will be left. And that will give me 8 centimeters. So the new area is 24 times 8. 12 times 8 is 96, so 24 times 8 is 192 square centimetres. What is the percentage decrease? So to go from 400 to this, if we divide new by old, we get 0.48. So it is 48% of what it was before. So that's a 52% decrease. Okay. Now, number 3, a shop normally sells their goods at 90% above cost price. In a sale, the shop reduces the prices by 10%. What percentage profit does the shop make on clothes sold in the sale? So what this normally means is that they would buy a product themselves and then sell it for a 90% profit. So you might be tempted just to take 10% off and say they're going to make an 80% profit, but that's not actually what's going to happen here. If I give you an example, let's say they buy an item for £100 and they're going to sell it for £190. If they decrease that price by 10%, 10% of that would be 19. Okay, so they would reduce it to a price of 190, now becomes £171, and you can see that they've made a 71% profit. Okay, but to show you that another way, so they would times by 1.9 and then times that by 0.9. Okay, so they times their amount that they bought it for by 1.9 and then by 0.9. And if I combine those, 1.9 times 0.9, you can see we get 1.71. So remember, A was the amount they bought it for, so it's a 71% profit they're now making. In a question like this, if you don't want to use kind of algebra and just multipliers to figure out the answer, starting with an amount that this product cost is always a good idea, and just making up an amount and usually choosing a number like 100 is pretty useful. Okay.